Here we go. What is going on? Cover One crew. Welcome back. I am happy to be here. Hope y'all are as well. And I think you should be because we got another fabulous talent to discuss today, and that is running back from UCLA, Zach Charbonnett. Charbonnett. He's that good. I like Charbonnett. I think that's what I'm going to start calling him from now on, but he is so good. Every time I watch his tape and watch his film, the warm and fuzzies just continue to grow because he is that talented, and I think he's going to make a big splash in the NFL. But before we get started, I keep saying it, keep preaching it. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers because, we're early in the process, but we're trying to, that's the goal at this point. Let's get to 1,000, then we can set new bars to reach. But truly appreciate everybody that tunes into the content. But what do you say we talk a little Zach Charbonnett, because he is a stellar prospect in the NFL draft. Typically when we discussed big, bruising types of running backs, you don't really get the warm and fuzzies for them because they're pretty much, capped at what they can do on the field. Zach Charbonnett falls into that Ramondre Stevenson category for me because he is a big man, he's got light feet, and he can catch the ball. I'm already jumping into some pros because I'm so excited for this guy, but he does fall into that category of being that type of running back that can handle a boatload of volume as a 3-down running back. But let's dive into those measurables. He stands 6 foot 214. His playing weight was around 220, 225 if I'm not mistaken. Think he lightened up for the combine to get that 40 time looking a little better. He is age 22. He did play at Michigan and UCLA, transferred over to the Bruins, but 40 games. He's got a pretty stellar stat line. 566 in attempts, 3,346 yards, 5.9 on the average, just gorgeous. 39 rushing touchdowns for this beast of a human. This guy was automatic in scoring touchdowns for UCLA. This is the best part of it. 75 receptions, 589 in yards, 7.8 on the average, 0 receiving touchdowns. But it doesn't stop him because he's able to be that, third down back where you can make catches from the backfield in the open field. Zach Charbonnett does it all extremely well, and I am a big supporter as we sit today because I think he is a stellar prospect. But as for those pros, he's got a good one, a good list of them for sure. Big bully type of back, like I mentioned. He is the 6 foot 214. Likely when he's in the NFL, I won't be shocked to see him go back up to the 220, 225 range, and that will not stop him from doing what he does well, and that's running the football. Speed, power, combo, all over the film. Very much sound acceleration. He finds the hole, and he just bursts through it, and he's able to, take on opponents and opposing defenders with ease. He can go inside. He can go outside. There's no limitations. I'm so excited. You see, I'm yelling and I'm hurting my own ears. But he's got no limitations. Inside, outside, he does it all extremely very well. And we got to credit the UCLA offensive line because they did open up some gaping holes that you could drive a semi-truck through. No kidding. But, he has the ability. The vision is there. It's good. He sees the opportunities to find the open hole. He's got a solid sidestep and an unbelievable stutter step. This is what aids in the vision and patience. When you start to see a big man like this, hence why I say the light feet. You see it in the backfield. At the combine, it didn't really translate in shorts, doing bag drills that I wanted to see in confirmation when it came to that. But when you turn on the tape, he can do this extremely well. The sidestep in the backfield, the one quick move, and then he's able to find the hole. The stutter step to give him some more time to let his lead blocks open up the gaps in the holes. He does do that extremely well also, and it just aids in his ability to find the open field and gain yards. No kidding about that. Cutback burst is good. Not great, but it's good, and he's able to utilize that. The hole closes up. He finds the cutback lane, and the burst is very strong for him to pound through and then get into the open field. Seen it more than once. He's able to do this a lot, and I think it's going to benefit him in the NFL basically majority of the time whenever a hole does get closed up. I think that he's going to be able to find that. You didn't see many opportunities where he was tackled for loss behind the line of scrimmage, so I do credit him as plus grades for that. He does have open field creativity. For a big man, this is what you want to see, hence why I said it was kind of like a Ramondre Stevenson, man. Dre does this extremely well in the open field, able to find some moves and get extra yards, not only using the power moves, he's able to use some finesse moves. He's not going to shake you out of your pants. Charbonnett won't. but he's able to have some creativity in the open field where he does have a couple side steps and he's able to gain extra yards and get around slower defenders. It is there on the film. His drop shoulder is nasty, y'all, and he is going to make people pay. If you're one-on-one and he drops that shoulder, you better watch out because, I mean, he's going to put you in the medical room with that drop shoulder. He's got some stick in him, no kidding. I mean, break tackle machine, he's just like a force or a pinball. He can do it both, where he's forcing his way through all these would-be tacklers, or he's able to bounce off you and then not lose any momentum or speed and keep going down the sideline. Seen that many times as well, and you're saying, how does a big man operate with that kind of, ability with light feet and speed? Very good characteristics for a Zach Charbonnett, especially for how he is put together. Upright running style, it's a definite plus for me. Very good receiving ability. It's not great, but it's very good, and he's able to, at least give you the opportunity to be that three-down back on any given offense. If they want to give him the volume from the backfield, he can handle the volume. You want to give him some pass plays from the backfield, it helps any offense being more versatile, more dynamic, because they don't have to take Charbonnett necessarily off the field, because he can legit do it all for an offense, and I think he will be, instrumental in somebody's offense, especially with a younger quarterback who needs that check down. Charbonnett would be a wonderful get in that respect. Powerful on the goal line, almost automatic. If he is on the goal line, he's scoring touchdowns inside the 5, almost automatic. Charbonnett's going to get into that end zone, get you 6 points, and get the team rolling in that respect. You want a closer in games? You put in Zach Charbonnett, and he's going to close out games. That's kind of why I'm saying I was looking at it and getting more favorable, saying the Bills could use somebody like this, obviously selfishly because I'm a Bills fan. You get a closer like a Zach Charbonnett, you don't even have to rely on Josh Allen anymore to close out games. You just hand the ball off to this big bully, and he's going to take care of the clock, and you're going to go home happy with the W's all the time. Fantastic last 2 years of statistical achievement. Transferring over to UCLA was a stroke of genius for his career. He was just absolutely lights out with the Bruins. But for some cons, because they all got him, like I'm always saying, man, not quite the elite home run speed. He has enough ability to make a house call. He does. But it's not the elite breakaway wheels that we're looking for out of these running backs. But can you really say that you expected him to have elite wheels? Because I truly didn't. I knew that wasn't going to be there. You just want to see at least some ability to make something home run happen. And, I mean, he does that from time to time. He does that on occasion versus weaker defenses, so he can do it. But, I mean, he's not got the elite breakaway wheels that you're looking for. He does take a lot of punishment. And, I mean, this is one of those things, especially for a running back who runs upright like he does, kind of like the Eddie George style back in the day, upright run style. He will take a lot of punishment. A lot of low hits that how the NFL works now. Defensive backs being instructed to go low, take out the knees. This could hamper him as for a very long future in the NFL, depending on how much punishment he does take, because he already has. He initiates contact, so that's why he's taking punishment, because he's also dishing the punishment, but he's going to have a lot of wear on the tires. I want to say within the first 5 years, you're going to see a lot of punishment on this man. Is he Derrick Henry-esque? Probably not. So, I mean, Derrick Henry's a little different, where he's the only human that I've seen can take that amount of punishment and keep going like the Energizer Bunny. He's got some injury history, knee, biceps, calf, nothing crazy to discuss, that's going to, preclude him from, staying out of the medical room. But I mean, it's just notable injuries. But again, it comes to that punishment aspect where he could, take a little too much. He was relatively clean these last 2 years at UCLA. So it's not a glaring need, just, wanted to highlight, or a glaring issue. I just wanted to highlight the fact that he did deal with some level of injuries. Not as nimble with the juker shake I thought he was going to be. But I mean, again, big men, they don't really typically have that. So he does make up for it in a lot of other areas where the stutter steps and the one plant step, which is very strong. And then he's able to get around a defender and make some plays. Lateral quickness, not top end. Again, I'm not, I wasn't expecting it to be. And what he did put out on the film, you're okay with it, and you're saying, yes, I can definitely work with this for a guy who's 6 foot 220, and I think I'll be quite happy with, with the production that does come out of it. There's too many moves in the open field at times. He's trying to be a dancer in the open field, trying to make extra plays happen. Not part of his game, and I think, he'll understand that. If it's not there, try to bull it over and then, fight for a couple extra yards and then fight for another another down. He's got, like I said, the one quick step he's going to go around, but the lateral agility not necessarily there for me. Makes too many moves. That's why it doesn't necessarily translate on film for me. He did benefit from extremely sound blocking, and does this say that he can't do it by himself? I don't think so. I think he's talented enough that if a hole is there, he's able to slip through. He does get quite skinny in between the tackles, so I think he's able to find that, but he did benefit. Just a note that he benefited from a great, talented offensive line at UCLA that opened up gaping holes for this man. He is a volume producer. More touches equals more production. You kind of feel that way. You really do. Is it going to be, can he handle 10, 12 carries and really be the dominating back in a backfield? That I do question. I think, the games that we did see him take over, it was more the 15 to 20 plus, and then you saw what Charbonnett was able to do as the game wore on. It's kind of like the Derrick Henry thing. The more carries Derrick Henry gets as the game wears on, the better Derrick Henry gets. You're kind of feeling the same type of aptitude for a Charbonnett as well. But I do want to see him, in the NFL. I want to see if he can handle the lesser volume, the 12 to 15 touches, and see if he can get you the 85 and a touchdown or 100 plus and a touchdown. But I got to believe that, what I've seen so far, the volume is definitely key. The more volume he gets, the better he gets. And, we see lots of running backs that operate that way in the NFL. It's just a constant for these types of running backs. But for grading purposes, again, man, stellar prospect. He grew on me. I was not necessarily the, outspoken, favorable scout on this man as a lot of others were. Until I started just completely diving into all his film, I started becoming more of a fan. 78.5% I got for a grade score for a Zach Charbonnett. It's not a bad grade score, y'all. It's a very good, outstanding to very good ability is a great score for any running back entering the NFL. And I think, depending on where he goes, landing spot's going to definitely be key. But like I said, before the Bills got Damian Harris, I was all on board with the Bills snagging a Zach Charbonnett, and I still don't hate it. If the Bills want to go and get a Charbonnett in potentially the third round, the way this NFL teams do not covet running backs anymore, we could see Charbonnett go in the third round early on, and the Bills could definitely snag him and keep him on the team as a, backup plan, because he is truly a 3-down volume back with receiving upside. What else can you ask for? But Charbonnett is definitely one of my growing favorites in this draft class because I'm on board. I think his game is solid, and he will do some damage once given the opportunity in the pros. So there you have it. That is Zach Charbonnett, and like I said, I'm getting on board. I think he's a fabulous running back, and hopefully he gets on a squad that's going to use him properly in the way that he needs to be utilized, because he could be a fantasy darling. No kidding, with all that goal line upside. I'm getting happy already. The NFL draft is coming. I'm so excited, but nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts. Where do you rank Charbonnett? Where do you see him going in the NFL draft? What's the best fit for this man in the NFL draft? Throw them in the comments. We can talk it out, but we'll see you next time. I am out.